Good morning, you're watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now with me, Shreyanshi Singh and Snehisha, and this is the show where we get all of your stock-related queries answered from both a technical as well as a fundamental perspective. Well, first things first, let's kickstart taking all of your stock-related queries. Before we do that, the number that you can write to us is flashing on your screens. There you have it. Do remember to mention the buy price for the stocks that you're already invested in and for the ones that you hope to be investing in. Mention the time horizon that you also have in mind. But with that, let's kickstart taking all of your queries. Today on the show, we have Kunal Bothra as well as Rupak Dey, who's the Senior Technical Analyst at LKP Securities. A very good morning to the both of you. The first query, Kunal, that we have is coming in from Gautam, who's writing to us from Mumbai about a couple of counters. So Tata Motors, Ashok Leyland. Both of these counters from the next 12 to 18 months in mind. What do you think about both of these?
Yeah, price-wise, Tata Motors is attractive at levels of 650, 680 where it's trading right now in this band. I would believe that the stock would go into a time-wise consolidation. So potentially from year to the next 1 to 3 months, I would expect more of a flattish return for Tata Motors. Ashok Leyland could also be a good candidate of a potential breakout. The stock has been relatively strong, moderate beta as compared to many of the other auto stocks which are high beta in nature. So I think in that sense also Ashok Leyland could probably fit the bill. The only concern with Ashok Leyland is because of the moderate beta nature of the stock, you might not expect a major upside swing into the stock price unless it's been backed by a lot of events as well as news flow.
Okay, so that's the take on Ashok Leyland. Rupak, hi, good morning. And Kunal, good morning to you too. Rupak, let's come to you with our next viewer query that's coming in from our viewer Yash, who's writing to us from Pune. The stock in question is Oil India. He bought Oil India, 50 shares of this stock at a price of 663 rupees all the way back in September last year. And, now the stock is seeing quite a tank from his buy price. 663 is where he got it. The stock is at 391 now. So he's asking if he should continue to hold in hopes for a recovery, or he should book losses, or he should average and bring his average price lower. What's your outlook when it comes to Oil India?
So I think the stock can be held as of now or until the stock falls below the support of 380. So one should hold the stock with a stop loss of 380, and he can average the stock once it moves beyond 405, because above 405 the stock might move into momentum, and in that case the stock might move towards 460 in the short term.
Coming in as far as Oil India then is concerned, the next one that we actually have, Kunal, is coming in from Leena, who's writing to us from Singapore, wants to know about 3 counters. And 3 of these counters, in fact, are very frequently covered on this show because there's a lot of queries that are pouring in when it comes to all 3 of these counters. Ireda is the first one, 200 shares, buy price is 150 rupees. AB Capital as well, 500 shares at a buy price of 160 rupees, and also L&T Finance 400 shares, buy price is 135. Can Leena be looking at adding when it comes to all 3 of these counters?
Yeah, it's a good time to add all 3 of the names, Irida, AB Capital as well as L&T Finance. I think all 3 of the stocks, they're exhibiting a potential turnaround for themselves on the short to medium term charts. I expect that over the next 3-4 days the markets could be a tad bit more volatile than what we've been seeing at least in the last 1 to 2 weeks. But I think that could be the nature of the news flow surrounding the markets. Post that, I would believe that these stocks could probably come back into their breakout mode yet again. So I'm not sure what quantum of buying you're looking out for, but I think at current levels you can look to start buying these names in case in the next 2-3 days if you get maybe another 3 to 5% dip into these stock prices, take that as an averaging opportunity.
Okay, so that's the take coming in on all 3 of those names. Rupak, let's come back to you. Our viewer, Mr. Anant Nayak, is writing to us from Bangalore. Pardon me, Anant Nayak is writing to us from Bangalore. He has 27 shares of Spark, Sun Pharma Advanced Research at 245 rupees per share. He's asking, should he sell his entire stake or should he add at the current price and average his holdings on the lower side? What's your take when it comes to Sun Pharma Advanced Research?
So he can average at the current price and keeping a stop loss below 138 for the whole quantity, because below 138 the stock move into decline and the weakness might increase in the stock. And till the time it is not falling below 138, the stock might move towards 170, 185 kind of level in the short to medium term. So I think it's a level where he can think of averaging.
Then that's a take coming in as far as that particular counter is concerned. Moving on, then Suresh Nair is writing to us, Kunal, from Hyderabad. He wants to know about 250 shares of GMR Airports that he's in fact holding on to. Buy price is 79 rupees thereabout. And he's also mentioned that he's a long-term investor, wants to know if he should be adding more. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a good stock to hold on to. It's a good stock to add to at current levels also. I think quarterly charts for GMR Airports is showing a bullish hammer formation on the on the spot levels, and I think at levels of 76, the recent bottom, the last 8 to 10 years of consolidation correction for the stock, and then the comeback in 2023-24 for GMR Airports. All of that indicates that it's a good stock to hold on to for the next 5 to 10 years also. Would suggest a buy at current levels, and my expectation is that whenever the stock comes back into a recovery mode, or at least into that strong recovery mode like what is saw in 2023-24, it should scale past back again above the levels of 100 to 125 at least.
Okay, so lofty targets actually for GMR Airports from Kunal. Buy more at this price, and if you already have them, then continue to hold GMR Airports. But on that note, we'll step into a very short break, and viewers keep writing to us. We'll once again address all your queries on the other side of this very short break when we return. Hi there, welcome back to Buy Now, Sell Now. Let's keep it going with all the viewer queries. And Kunal, coming to you, our viewer, Mr. Venkat Ramani, is writing to us from Bangalore. And the stock in question here is Castrol. He's holding 160 shares of Castrol at 226 rupees per share. He's asking, please advise whether to buy more or hold for a period of 15 months. 15 months is his time horizon that he's looking to either add on to his existing holding or buy more of Castrol. What's your opinion, and what do you think should be his next plan of action?
See, I think we should hold on to the stock over the medium term, and it's a good time frame which you're looking at. Yes, from 220 levels thereabouts, the stock has gone through a correction the last 2 to 3 weeks. But my sense is that the charts for Castrol in the breakout the stock had shown in the month of January and February, I think that indicates that the stock is going through maybe a minor reversal. But then once the trend resumes on the upside, you would probably expect the stock to break past about the previous highs of 250 plus. So bullish on Castrol, would maintain a buy. So would suggest a hold.
Alright, then that's a take coming in as far as Castrol India is concerned. Rupak, the next one that we have is coming in from Sunil Kumar, who's writing to us from Bengaluru. Wants to know about Ujjivan Small Finance Bank, 1,160 shares that he's purchased when it comes to this particular counter. Now, he just wants to know if he should be adding more at this point. What is your take? Because his buy price is about 28 rupees.
So I think adding more quantity at the current level would be a good idea. I think if the stock moves beyond 37 decisively, then only he can thinking of adding the stock. On the higher end, above 30, above 35, the stock above 37, the stock might move towards 43 in the short term. And right now, the stock is trading below its important moving average with a weakness. So I think below 34, the stock might fall down towards 32. Below 32, he might consider reducing his overall position in the stock.
That's the take as far as the Ujjivan Small Finance Bank is concerned. Kunal, coming back to you, next stock in question, Bajaj Finance. Our viewer Nishi from Bangalore is writing to us. She holds 45 shares of Bajaj Finance at a price of 2120. She's asking if she should book profit now or continue to hold the stock. Quite a significant upside since her buy price nonetheless, but she's still asking for what should her next action be when it comes to this stock.
First of all, congratulations that you've managed to hold on to the stock and managed to ride the trend, even at a point where in 2023-24 the stock was more sideways, and I think that's why you're now reaping the rewards of holding on to a quality stock like Bajaj Finance. I see no reason why you should be looking to book out profits just because it's moved up some 20% or so in the last 3 odd months. I still believe that it's a quality name, and because of this stock itself, the entire financial services index has started to look fairly attractive. So, you always tend to stay with the leaders in respective sectors. Bajaj Finance is one of the stock in that space. I would suggest a hold.
Alright, then that's a take coming in as far as Bajaj Finance then is concerned. Rupak, the next one that we actually have is coming in from Krishnan, writing to us from Goa. Wants to know about ITI. 150 shares, buy price is 168 rupees. Now, when I'm looking at the charts for the last 6 months, 23% is the kind of downtick that you've seen as far as that stock is concerned. And Krishnan wants to know if it's okay to retain for the next 6 months, hoping to get a profit here.
Yeah, it can be held for the next six months, but if stop loss can be placed at 233, below 233, the stock might become weak and might be ready for further downside. So if the stock does not fall below 233, it is likely to move back towards the higher level in the short term. On the higher end, we have a resistance at around 280. Above 280, a new trend might begin, and in that case, the stock might move towards 320, 340 kind of level.
The take on ITI. Kunal, coming to you. Next stock in question is Marico, and our viewer Bharatwaj is writing to us from Coimbatore, and he holds 1100 shares of Marico at an average price of 583 rupees per share. He is asking if the current market price is good enough to add to his holding, and he's looking to hold for the next 2 to 5 years. So flexible in terms of his holding period. But what's your take on Marico?
Yeah, you can hold on to the stock, but I'm assuming that you are a little bit more risk averse as an investor, and I think that could be one of the reasons why you would look to buy an FMCG name, and that too from a long-term play. But remember that these stocks would probably go into subtle periods of uptrend. They would be long-lasting, but the returns for these stocks is definitely a lot more muted as compared to any other high beta space. So I hope you've considered that in your understanding. But I believe yes, Marico is a good chart at current levels, also closer to 650. I believe that the chart patterns are looking much more stronger, and you can continue to hold on.
Alright, then that's a take coming in. As far as Marico then is concerned, Rupak, I'll come to you with the next one because Mahesh, who's a senior citizen, is writing to us about Tata Steel. 350 shares, buy price is 126, wants to know what he should be doing, hold or exit.
Be held for the short term. However, on the lower end, the stock might retrace a bit and might reach towards 151. The stock can be held with a stop loss of 148 till the time it is not falling below 148. The stock has a chance to move back towards the higher level. On the higher end, we have a resistance at 160. Above 160, the stock might move into strength and might move towards 180.
The take on Tata Steel. Kunal, coming to you now. Our next query is from Mr. Rajesh Maheshwari, who is writing to us from Indore. His query is about Sona BLW. He holds 100 shares at an average price of 503 rupees per share. Now, he's saying that with the proposed tariff of 25% by US on auto and auto components, does it still make sense to remain invested or exit? That's on the fundamental front, but at least on the technicals. What is Sona BLW shaping up to be like? Average price of 503, and the stock is a little below his buying price. So should he average or should he just hold in hopes of a recovery on the charts for this stock?
It just hold with the recovery expectation for Sona BLW. But my only case is that it's not one of the stronger names on the charts, and specifically in the last 5-6 months and the last 1 month of the price correction, because at a point where many of the stocks in the mid cap category, they would have given a big bounce back, the stock has underperformed significantly. So just hold on to the stock. It's just that the indicators are a bit more oversold for Sona BLW on the weekly charts. There could be a point where, say, over the next 2 to 3 weeks, you might see a short covering kind of a bounce into this name. That could be a point where you may consider moving out of the stock and then shifting out to some other formidable name.
Alright, and those were all the queries that we could pack for you on this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much, Rupak, as well as Kunal, for answering all of those queries.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.